I thought it'd be fun if we did, varying degrees of multiverse and multi-universes, and universes that are slightly different from our own but are the same. And with that in mind, I decided to watch season 7 of Black Mirror, which in this universe is the same as your universe.
We'd like to welcome you back.
Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2...
And action.
They call it mind expanding. It alters your neuronal structure. The mind is a computer. Suddenly, we're not just more receptive. You become a receiver.
Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do.
I just want something magical, timeless.
Come with me.
That
Cough. Anyway,
that checks out. That's an important distinction here. Is in this multiversal episode, there's only very slightly differences, which mostly just encompasses things related to this show. Everything else is exactly the same.
It's exactly the same. The only difference is in this universe is he hosts the show and I'm the incomparable. That's it. It's otherwise the same. It's the same. Season 7 of Black Mirror. Season 6, from what I recall, had a few quite good ones, but I think there was a couple in there that were a couple of misses. This season, overall, before we jump into the individual episodes, all bangers. Like, they're all bangers. Like, not a bad episode in the bunch. They're all good. And I'm going to try my best, because I think, Jordan, you should watch this, obviously. I'm going to do my best not to spoil it, but I will probably have to spoil it, just to give you a heads up. Sorry.
God damn it.
I'm not going to give you the title of each of the episodes, because they're fairly meaningless. I guess I will. So, we'll go through each of the episodes very generally, and then, because there's only 7 of them, I'll give you kind of a brief plot synopsis of what it's basically about, and yeah, I won't give away too many of the twists if I can avoid it. I'll try not to spoil it as much as I can. So the first episode's called Common People, and it's basically about, it's a universe where this woman, she gets like a brain tumor, and she has it removed, and she can have it replaced with this technology which lets her brain activate properly and work properly, and it operates on a subscription model. So initially, they're like, it's completely free so long as you stay within range. So they can only stay within a certain range, and they're not, so they can't go on vacation, can't do anything. And then eventually, like all subscription models, they introduce a higher tier. Yeah. Or you can continue to use the old tier, but you're going to have to use ads. And so it constantly causes her to just break into doing ad spots randomly. So at one point, she's a teacher. The whole bit is she's a teacher. So she's talking to one of the kids whose parents has died, and she all of a sudden breaks into like a Christian missionary. If your life is sad, you need to go find the words of Jesus Christ. And like, obviously makes the parents' kids upset or whatever. She keeps trying to like advertise shit to people, and they keep ratcheting up how much each of the tiers cost, and they keep adding, like a subscription service does. They keep adding more progressively, and in order to afford it, the husband signs up for this website where a streaming website, which is like Twitch but fucked up.
Right.
Where for money you can do bad shit on camera. So at one point he I can't remember. I think he cuts off a finger. He does all sorts of nasty shit on camera to try and get money. And it gets to the point where it gets more and more expensive, and it gets to the point where they can no longer afford it. And the episode ends as tragically as you are expecting, and it is really fucking upsetting. It is easily the most upsetting episode of the season, and it's a real bummer ending. It is true Black Mirror, where it is a thing, is a piece of technology where it is very believable, but it is also upsetting. And it's really good. It's really harrowing stuff. It's really upsetting stuff. That's the first episode. Second episode is a woman. She works at a R&D company for food, and this woman shows up, and from her past that she bullied when they were in high school, and is seemingly like doing all this stuff, like ruining her life. Like at one point, she steals, like there's this running bit where she's stealing the like soy milk from the fridge or whatever, and she's framing the one girl, and it gets to the end of the episode, and it turns out that she has been using a machine, which is basically like, oh, do you remember that episode of Rick and Morty where he gives Morty the do-over button?
Oh yeah. But it's not actually doing over, and it's
just skipping him into a new universe.
Shunting him into a new universe.
Same deal. So she's got a device which lets her jump into a new universe. So like at one point she accuses her of eating the drinking the nut milk, and she's like, I can't, I have a nut allergy. And they're like, nut allergy? What's a nut allergy? Nut allergy? What does that mean? What do those words mean? And then the episode ends with her. It doesn't end as tragically, is all I'll say. I won't spoil the ending. But yeah, there's a big confrontation where she finds out that she's been using this technology to ruin her life and like kill every single one of the people who bullied her in high school. Next episode is an episode called Hotel Reverie, and this was like, again, all bangers, all solid, but this might have been one of the best ones. And it's got Aquafina is in it, and she is a woman who is basically, she has this technology where they put you into a movie, and the movie constructs all these like AI people that populate the world of this movie, so that these people within this world, they believe what's happening is real, and so they are going to use this technology to remake what is effectively Casablanca. It's an old school movie, and they hire this actress to be put in it. And Aquafina is really good. Like, she's genuinely really good in it. Like, she's not being Aquafina, she's being an actual person, and it really works. And eventually, obviously, there's drama. The technology breaks down, and so the lead actress, there's like echoes of the actual actress who's playing this character, and she's kind of remembering her former life or whatever, and they become trapped. The machine breaks down because someone spills like juice on it or whatever, and the machine breaks down and they're trapped in it, and they like fall in love or whatever. And it's kind of similar to in terms of tone and how it's made to the one where it's the lesbians in the afterlife machine.
Been a while since I've watched it. I think I remember that one. Called.
It's kind of similar to that, and it doesn't have a happen. Eventually, it gets to the point where, in order for the girl to get out, she has to finish the movie. But her existence in this world has changed the movie and created a plot hole. So there's like two sort of points of view. There's her in the movie, and then there's Aquafina outside of the movie, kind of like being her man in her chair, like guiding her through the movie. So they eventually change the ending of it, so that instead of, it ends up in the original ending, it's like they get together or something. It's like a tragic ending. So now it changes, so it's a tragic ending. So the girl sacrifices herself so she can get away, and it has a sad ending where they don't get together in the end, but she still gets to talk to her. So it's kind of like this kind of bittersweet kind of thing. It's phenomenal, really, really good. Next episode, Peter Capaldi. It's called Plaything.
Ooh.
Real again. Total solid episode. Peter Capaldi, it brings back, remember the Choose Your Own Adventure special?
Yeah, the Bandersnatch.
Yeah, it brings back Bandersnatch.
Huh.
So basically,
See, I heard that they took the Bandersnatch off of Netflix. So
that I don't know, but the character, the Will Poulter character is in it.
So I guess my question though, before you go too deep into it, is, so I know you and I have seen the original Bandersnatch episode. Is this this is a good episode if you've seen that? Is this still a good episode if you haven't seen that?
The ending is a little underexplained. It's maybe one of the weaker ones because the ending is a bit undercooked. But in terms of its connection to, Not really, because obviously depending on what ending you got in Bandersnatch, he just kind of disappears. In this, they characterize it as he had a mental breakdown, and he has now recovered. And
Interesting.
basically, what it is, they find that the police arrest. In like a near future kind of situation, and the police scan Peter Capaldi and find that he has killed someone, and it's a series of flashbacks as he's being interviewed by these cops, him telling his life story and how he found, or he was basically a autistic kind of guy is how they kind of sort of portray it, and he's a video game reviewer. He writes for a video game magazine, and he's been charged with going to the guy from Bandersnatch, who he's going to do a preview on this video game. But when it goes to the guy from Bandersnatch, he's like, oh no, it's not actually a video game. It's just the only way I could articulate it so that the plebeians would understand what this is. But I've created digital life, and it's just little 2D sprite characters on a computer screen, and they talk. They have this little music, and Peter Capaldi, he has this friend who gives him acid, and he does a bunch of acid, and the things start talking to him and start convincing him to do things. But it's like for most of the episode, like there's at one point the police are like, "So you just dropped a bunch of acid and the computer things started talking to you?" I do.
I get it. You're crazy.
Yeah, and so at a point, the friend who got him the acid, who's a drug dealer, the whole bit is you find out that Peter Capaldi's character killed him because he thought that the little things were a video game, and after months and months of doing acid and talking to them, he felt they were alive, but the guy thought it was a video game, so yeah, he killed a bunch of them. And so in a rage, Peter Capaldi's character kills him, like beats him to death with like a rock or whatever, and kills him, and dismembers the body and disposes of it and hides it. And then does a bunch more acid, talks to the creatures a bunch more, and it ends up expanding them a whole bunch. And it turns out that they were trying, like he keeps going, oh, I want to tell you what their message is, but I have to be able to draw it. Like, no, and so finally at the end they give him a pen to let him draw it, and he reveals it to this central computer, and it connects to everything, and then the episode ends with everyone receiving the message of these digital creatures, and it just kind of ends. It doesn't show, like, it doesn't, the morality of it doesn't, he says it's a good thing, but it also makes it seem like he's kind of, a lot of the musical cues and a lot of his acting comes across as vaguely sinister. So it reads like it's a bad ending, but I'd be interested to know what you thought, what your read of it was in another universe. Maybe I don't know. We'll find a way to get you to watch it. We'll talk about it again in another universe. Because I was confused by the ending. I was like, is this bad? This seems bad, but it's not reading as bad necessarily. And then the next episode is an episode called Eulogy.
How many episodes are there?
I got 3 more. No, 2. Sorry, 1 more. 1 more after this.
Okay.
Sorry, second last episode, Eulogy. Paul Giamatti. Phenomenal. Basically, the technology in this is it's a eulogy service that comes, and it's a little AI thing that scans your brain and tries to find memories of your attachment to this person that you can put, so they can do a virtual eulogy at a funeral. This person who has died.
That sounds upsetting.
So the episode is basically this AI program helping Paul Giamatti remember what this woman looked like, because it turns out that they were in this relationship, and she moved to London, and he was upset, so he cheated on her, and then she cheated on him, and then they broke up, and he's absolutely pissed at her, and like scratched out all her faces and all these pictures, and it's been so long that he doesn't remember what she looks like. And the episode is basically like him going into his memories and kind of doing this like forensic thing of exploring his relationship to her, and it's really touching. The ending of it, when he eventually does get to see what she looks like, is really really moving and really touching. The performance from Paul Giamatti is phenomenal. It's so good. And the only reason why my only real criticism of it and the one with Peter Capaldi is most of the episodes are an hour long. These are 46 minutes, and they should have been an hour. It would have been better if it was an hour. And then the final episode is a sequel to the USS McAllister.
The Star Trek episode.
The Star Trek episode, where you find out it really leans more into. So when he made copies of them, that he wasn't just making digital copies, but he was making digital clones. And so they're people. Like, they're clones of people, but they exist digitally. So they have blood and guts, and they can get stabbed and shot. And so basically, they've now been put into this game, and in order to survive and move around it, they need to get credits. So they've been robbing players. But the players are obviously understandably pissed because they're getting killed by random people without a gamer tag. And they're like, that's against the rules. And so it's basically, the episode is them trying to figure out how to exist. While in the real world, there is like sort of a conspiracy involving the real people and the boss and the nature of the online thing. There's a big reveal twist at the end about what's running the system. And yeah, it's really more about clone ethics, which is not what that original McAllister was about. And the ending is really weird. I won't give it away, but it's really bizarre. It's a really bizarre solution, but it's really good. Honestly, it's an hour and a half, so it's really less of an. And that's going to be my final bit before we move on. Is this season, I would say, it's less of a series of episodes of television and more of a series of short films. And in the case of the USS McAllister, feature film, because it's an hour and a half long, and it pads like a movie. It feels like a movie. So I see these less as television, because an hour and a half long episode of television is not television; it's a movie.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
But yeah, it's really good, and I would like to come back to this and talk about some of these episodes in more depth one day.
Well, all right then.
Hey everybody, it's NCAR Justin here. Let me know down in the comments, have you seen Season 7 of Black Mirror? Which is your favorite episode, or did you not like one of the episodes? Maybe you didn't like one of them. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. But in the meantime, if you would like to see the full podcast that this video is from, you can click the box on the left. That is our science fiction bull hockey special. You can check that out, or you can click the box on the right, and that's going to take you to a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out every single day, including the full podcast on Sunday mornings. Leave us a like if you could. That helps the video out as well. We'll see you all in the next video, everybody.